Breaking news out of Springfield, Illinois. Today, January 29th, 2026, a chapter closes in a case that shook the nation. Former Sangamon County Sheriff's Deputy Sean Grayson has learned his fate. A judge has sentenced him to 20 years in prison for the 2024 shooting death of Sonya Massey inside her own home. While the sentence represents the maximum penalty allowed under Illinois law for second-degree murder, the courtroom was filled with mixed emotions. Cheers of "yes" from the family were quickly followed by tears and frustration, as many believe 20 years is simply not enough for a life taken so senselessly. Today, we're breaking down the full timeline, from that tragic night in July to the final gavel drop today. To understand today's ruling, we have to go back to the early morning hours of July 6, 2024. Sonya Massey, a 36-year-old black woman and mother of two, did what any of us would do when scared. She called 911. She reported a prowler outside her home near Springfield. She was unarmed. She was seeking protection. Deputies Sean Grayson and Dawson Farley responded. After searching the perimeter and finding no one, they knocked on her door. Sonya, who had struggled with mental health issues but was non-aggressive, let them in. At first, the interaction seemed calm, but things took a confused and deadly turn over something incredibly mundane, a pot of water on the stove. The body camera footage released weeks later horrified the world. Inside the kitchen, Grayson ordered another deputy to move a pot of boiling water from the stove. Sonya stepped in to handle it herself. When she picked up the pot, the deputies stepped back. Sonya asked why. When they mentioned the hot water, she said the words that would become central to this case. "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus." Grayson's reaction was instant and aggressive. He drew his weapon and threatened to shoot her in the face. Sonya apologized and ducked behind a counter. But moments later, as she stood up, still holding the pot but at a distance, Grayson fired 3 shots. One struck her in the face, killing her instantly. He later claimed he feared she was going to throw the boiling water at him, a claim prosecutors argued was unjustified given the distance and the presence of a counter between them. The aftermath revealed disturbing details about the man behind the badge. Sean Grayson wasn't just a rookie making a mistake. He was what experts call a wandering officer. Investigations showed Grayson had worked for 6 different law enforcement agencies in just 4 years. He had a history of misconduct, including ignoring orders and high-speed chases, and had even been discharged from the Army for serious misconduct. Yet, he was hired by the Sangamon County Sheriff's Office. This revelation sparked outrage about how police are vetted and led to the resignation of the sheriff who hired him. The system that was supposed to filter out dangerous deputies had failed Sonya Massey completely. Grayson was charged with first-degree murder, which carries a potential life sentence. However, in October 2025, a jury returned a verdict that stunned the prosecution. Guilty of second-degree murder. Under Illinois law, second-degree murder applies when a defendant believes they are acting in self-defense, but that belief is unreasonable. The jury essentially decided that while Grayson thought he was in danger from the water, he had no right to use deadly force. This conviction capped his maximum potential sentence at 20 years, rather than life. This was the moment the Massey family feared. A conviction, yes, but one that felt incomplete. That brings us to today. During the sentencing hearing, the emotion in the courtroom was raw. Grayson, now battling stage 4 colon cancer, asked for leniency. He apologized, saying, "I made terrible decisions that night. I'm sorry." But the judge was unmoved by the defense's request for probation. Citing the need to deter future police misconduct, the judge handed down the maximum sentence available, 20 years in prison. Sonya's daughter, Summer, told the court, "Since her death, I have not been the same person." Her father, James Wilburn, has vowed to continue fighting for federal charges, stating that while 20 years is historic for an officer in Illinois, it is not enough for the life of his daughter. Sonya Massey should still be here today. She called for help and received a death sentence. While Sean Grayson will spend the next 2 decades behind bars, The conversation about police accountability, hiring practices, and the use of force continues. What do you think of the 20-year sentence? Was justice served, or did the system fail again? Let us know in the comments below, and please keep the Massey family in your thoughts. Thanks for watching.